here's the other problem. DeSantis ain't the only guy running. Why don't we go ahead and move on now to our second part?
So we have some updates on some additional comments of senators, members of Congress, other electeds, other sort of consultant types trying to distance themselves for Trump and at least anonymously willing to kind of throw him under the bus. Let's go ahead and put this up on the screen from Politico. They had a whole rundown of different senators and members of Congress. The headline here is Republicans cringe as Trump 2024 approaches. And you had a lot of people kind of equivocating. You know, you had one rank and file House Republican speaking candidly on the condition of anonymity, which, by the way, tells you a lot that these people don't have the nerve to cross him publicly. That says a lot, too. This person said, in a contested race in a Republican primary, there are other people that I would support. I can make a strong case where he cost us the House in 18, cost us the Senate in 22, and cost us the White House in 20, and yet he wants us to rehire him because he likes the attention. So again, willing to say it anonymously. Will they say it on the record? Not yet. You did have Senator Thune, who was certainly not willing to endorse Trump, but also not willing to totally throw him under the bus. He says, it's clear that running on relitigating the 2020 election is not a winning strategy. I'm not endorsing anybody at this point. So that's at least a little bit of a jab towards Trump and his obsession with Stop the Steal. Senator Tom Cotton said he had no comment on Trump's likely run. Senator Roger Marshall said he was not taking any questions. And then you do have some people who are willing to come out directly and support him. Elise Stefanik of New York, Richard Hudson of North Carolina, whip hopeful Jim Banks already vowed to back Trump even before his bid is official. So a lot of people who are no comment, a lot of people who are, willing to anonymously say we think we should do something else. Not a whole lot at this point who are willing to outright say we need a new direction.
Oh, not even that, Krystal, as I alluded to. Well, let's say, one of the things that doomed Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio and John Kasich and all those people is none of them wanted to drop out, giving Trump the ability to clinch the nomination despite not getting a total majority of GOP votes in the early primaries. Well, DeSantis is not going to be the only guy running. Mike Pence is doing the rounds for interviews with his book. We played some of it in our last show. He sat down with Sean Hannity just today, where he all but confirmed he is going to run for president. Let's take a listen.
Let's talk a little bit about your future politically. You going to get back in the arena, thinking about it, on the fence? Where are you?
I could tell you, Karen and I are seriously considering what role we might play in the future, and including as a candidate for public office again.
There's only one office that I think you'd run for.
Well, you're right.
So he says you're right. There's only one office I'd be thinking about. The man is on a book tour right now. Sitting down. Sean Hannity, of course, is like the biggest Trump booster of all time and trying to get back in good with conservative media. Do I think that Mike Pence's potential presidential run is really going anywhere? No. Could he potentially get 10 points of that anti-Trump vote and cut into DeSantis's margin? Yes, absolutely.
Last time I checked, Krystal, there's a lot of southern states on Super Tuesday, a lot of evangelicals who live in those states. They like Mike Pence. Mike Pence is going hard defending abortion. I was just reading a New York Times piece this morning wherever he did an interview with Maggie Haberman over at the New York Times, and he was enthusiastic about the Dobbs decision. He was taking credit for the Dobbs decision, making sure that people knew that it was he who helped do the Supreme Court test. And, people forget, one of the reasons that Trump picked Mike Pence is he had real credibility with the evangelicals who crawled over glass to vote for him in 2016. And I predict, they will have to be somewhat split because Trump ultimately was the guy who delivered for them. But many of them know that Pence was the real driver's seat behind putting social conservatism there to the test. Don't forget, Ted Cruz won a sizable portion of the GOP vote in 2016, and he was explicitly running against Obergefell on the same abortion position as Mike Pence. We can't count that out. At the same time, DeSantis is not going to want for money. Not at all. Let's put this up there. Ken Griffin, you guys might remember him from GameStop. Well, the multi-billionaire worth some $29 billion, I love this, by the way, speaking in Singapore at a conference, said that three-time loser Trump needs to step aside for Ron DeSantis. Per what he has said both publicly and privately, Krystal, Ken Griffin is effectively guaranteeing a blank check for Ron DeSantis if he wanted to run for president.
Listen,
now,
that doesn't hurt.
By the way, go ahead and read the subhead there. It says that the U.S. is playing for fire when it comes to China's tech limits. So at the very same time that he is advocating for Ron DeSantis to run, he's also like, yeah, we need to stop that trade war with China. You know, that's really creating tensions with all of us.
The one good thing that Trump did and that Biden is doing.
The best thing that Trump did, effectively Trump ushered in a paradigm shift and has now made it the dominant position to be want a trade war with China. At the very least, let's put trade war aside, protect American industry. That is the one thing that this multi-billionaire Ken Griffin doesn't want. So always pay attention to what some of the wants that these people have.
That's the Club for Growth's problem too, because they loved the tax cuts, but the trade, the like one thing Trump did that was actually decent and directionally correct, that's the part they have the issue with.
Bingo.
Hey guys, ready or not, 2024 is fully upon us now, and Saagar and I have been brainstorming ways that we can really up our game for this critical election.
Yeah, we rely on our premium subs to expand our coverage, to add staff, to upgrade the studio. We just want to give you the best independent coverage of this election, which is possible. So if you can help us out, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com, or the link is down here in the description video. It really means the world to us, and if you like what we're all about, this is the best possible way to keep us 100% independent, working only for you.